Today, I'm climbing the skyscraper on Soul. Does changing your skin alter your active hitbox? What's up, guys? We're back with Mythbusting Mondays, episode 5, the series where I take myths from the comments below and test them in-game. Be sure to comment your myths to be featured in next week's episode. Our first myth is user saying, a crane is still functional after you separate the top from the bottom, and you can use the Goo Gun to move the crane around. So first we detached the crane from the ground. Once the crane was detached, the controls in the control room are just completely gone, leaving you unable to continue moving the crane. However, you are able to move the crane across the map and send it flying using goo. We got some pretty funny footage here of us pushing the crane literally across the entire map, but unfortunately, this one is still busted. You cannot operate the crane once it's detached. Up next, we got Craftno, who super thanked and commented, can you put a C4 on a riot shield and make a bomber? This one got me really stoked because it reminded me of the old Call of Duty days where you could do this, but as incredibly tragic as it sounds, you cannot attach anything to a medium's riot shield. We tried everything possible and nothing would stick. Unfortunately, this one is busted. You cannot attach C4s or mines to a medium's riot shield. We got a nuclear myth commented by two people, KR Zach and Reich. Can you get on top of the center skyscraper on Soul when it's not under construction? This is one of those myths where it just seems ridiculous, but once I began rock climbing, it actually seemed feasible. I mean, it's not like anyone's ever even tried to do this. I used goo, and although it took a while, I gradually kept climbing higher and higher. It got to the point where I thought this just might actually work. But unfortunately, I hit an invisible barrier in the sky, preventing me from climbing any further. I went around all 6 sides of the skyscraper, and there was no opening anywhere that would let me up. But I wasn't ready to give up on this dream. I restarted, but this time brought my teammate with a jump pad, thinking maybe we could glitch through the barrier or into the building. But unfortunately, we had no luck with this idea as well. Maybe it was a fever dream, but I thought we could conquer this skyscraper and reach the top. This myth is busted. You cannot climb to the top of the center skyscraper on Soul. B's ? Says, getting directly hit with goo will cancel all of an enemy's momentum, including airborne, allowing enemies to plummet to their death if hit while using a jump pad. This is definitely one of the more fun mechanics in the game. It's super satisfying to pull this off, and you can freeze players in air using goo. This myth is confirmed. Fateful comments, can you grapple onto goo? If so, can you put goo on a canister and fly using grapple? This one sounded really cool, but unfortunately, you cannot place goo on any canister. Canisters deflect the goo right away from them. I tried all canisters and even tried throwing a goo canister on top of another canister, but I had no luck whatsoever. While I was at it, I tested B's ? Other myth, can lights grapple onto an object they're throwing? And this one also did not work at all. I tried canisters, tables, and chairs to no success. Both of these myths are 100% busted. Up next, Mui's myth, you can keep a rocket in a stasis chamber if you put 2 bounce pads on walls apart from each other and shoot a rocket at one lined up with the other behind you. This one was definitely super fun as well, and I was able to get the rocket to bounce like a dozen times, but unfortunately, you cannot get them to bounce infinitely. Even with a frame perfect shot centered perfectly, I don't think this could work. The slightest angle, even by 1 frame, which could be affected by the server, causes the rocket to slowly find its way out of the chamber. We tried multiple different rooms and ways to do this, but none could we get the rocket in an infinite stasis of reflecting off 2 jump pads. This myth is busted, even though we got a couple of really sick clips. Joshing's myth is, can we put every mine in the game on a barrel and get a kill with it? Definitely another hilarious one. You actually can put a full 18 mines on a single barrel or canister. It not only looks absolutely hilarious just sitting there, but it looks even funnier when you throw it. Because the added weight for each mine, the canister travels glacially slow. I did manage to get a kill with it.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
But ended up killing myself in the process. This myth is confirmed. You can put 18 different mines and C4s on a single canister and get a kill with them. Our next myth from Hilldog says, you can use the jump pad to reverse or change direction of the orbital beam. This one sounds really cool and would be extremely fun and potentially game breaking, but unfortunately, the jump pad does not work on the orbital lasers. I tried all sorts of different ways to see if maybe it could at least absorb the laser to prevent damage around or to yourself, but it doesn't. The orbital laser just treats the jump pad like the floor or wall. This myth is busted. Last but not least, Frozen Frog's myth. Does having the alien head cosmetic or other bigger head cosmetics make your head hitbox larger and easier for enemies to hit? Now, I first tested this in the practice range to see how far you could normally go from someone's head using the sniper and have the shot still connect. Now, I wanted to get a perfect side-by-side for you guys, but unfortunately, I was not able to get a match up against any of my buddies, so I had to do the next best thing, which still solved our myth. I lined my friend up against the wall and tested to see if my sniper shots would go through him, or if he would block them. If his head or body blocks my shot and stops the bullet from hitting the wall, then it's hitting his active hitbox. If my shot leaves a mark on the wall, it went through him. With this method, we were able to verify that even with the large alien head and large wedding dress, it does not alter your active hitbox. You can clearly see I'm shooting on the mask, but the bullets are going straight through it. So the game doesn't register the entire mask as an active hitbox, elsewise my bullets would be stopped. I know we had to get a little creative and unconventional here to display this for you guys, but we clearly busted this myth. The alien head cosmetic and other cosmetics thankfully do not alter your active hitbox. If you guys enjoyed today, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. Sorry if I sounded weird today or if this episode was a little shorter. I am deathly sick right now, but I'll be back to full health by next episode. That's all I got for you guys. I'll see you guys next Monday.